Down at the border last week, I asked Donald Trump if he would ever apologize for January 6th.
Mr. Trump, will you apologize about January 6th?
One of those congressmen, North Carolina's Madison Cawthorn, told me he still believes the election was stolen. Of course, it wasn't, but listen to how some of these Republican lawmakers still consider Trump the leader of their party. What are your thoughts on associating yourself with the former president after he gave that speech on January 6th and provoked an insurrection at the Capitol? Why associate yourself with him?
Well, I think, Jim, you and I both know that I completely disagree with that assertion. The complete premise of that question is that he invoked an insurrection. I don't believe that's what happened whatsoever. I think he spoke at a rally. I think what happened on January 6th was despicable, and the people should be prosecuted that broke the law. But I genuinely don't believe that there was any kind of provocation from anybody who spoke that day.
And let me ask you, why continue to associate yourself with the former president after he lied about the election? There was an insurrection on January 6th. Why continue to associate yourself with former President Trump when you can find other Republican leaders to come down to the border with?
President Trump was the most effective president of my lifetime, and what we're here today to talk about is a cornerstone of his legacy. His policies secured the border. The Biden policies have opened the border wide open, creating a humanitarian crisis unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Right.
Joe Biden created the worst humanitarian crisis this country's ever seen. Has this guy never heard of COVID-19, the pandemic we're still technically going through, the one that shut down the entire planet for all of 2020? Or is that just another one of the million things that Republicans continuously deny?
So I'm chairman of the Republican Study Committee, the largest conservative caucus on Capitol Hill. We embrace the Trump agenda, especially on border security.
Do you see him as the leader of the party right now? Do you see him as the leader of your party?
He is a leader of the party.
You don't think it's inappropriate to be here with the former president, given his role in January 6th, given how he lied so much about the election? I've known you a long time. You've served in Congress a long time. That doesn't bother you?
You know, we can always ask questions like, should anybody be with Bill Clinton after the things he did, including pointing his finger and lying and covering up? I think the reason we're here is Governor Abbott is showing leadership, and governors all over the country are rallying with Governor Abbott to recognize that there is an invasion.
Hopping and skipping around and running away from and denying the truth is nothing new to the Republican Party. What's up, everybody? I'm Jackson White, co-founder and chief of content at Politiscope, and thanks for tuning in today to TYT. So let's dive a little bit deeper into Republican denial and how that impacts policy, such as climate change legislation, and how 139 members of the 535-member United States Congress are climate deniers who, unsurprisingly, have taken over $61 million in donations from oil, gas, and coal industries. And the top recipients are none other than Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz, Steve Scalise, Kevin Brady, and good old Jim Inhofe. You know, the senator from Oklahoma who brought the snowball onto the floor of Congress in his genius display of scientific reasoning. It's cold outside, I got a snowball in my hand, therefore, climate change ain't real.
But of course, this is just the surface level of the bottomless libertarian well filled with frozen Ayn Rand rumblings that is the Republican Party. A party who gives godlike worship to the mythical free market, to make way for their hollow posturing to small business owners so that companies like Walmart and McDonald's and other huge corporations don't have to pay their full-time workers a living wage. A party with a message that we must keep competition within the marketplace of the healthcare industry because they prefer the mafia-like health insurance middlemen who rip off millions of Americans with poor coverage instead of creating a single-payer healthcare system or even a public option that will make healthcare more accessible and affordable for everyone. Or how about their refusal to move an inch on gun laws, also that firearms manufacturers can continue collecting cash unchallenged and unabated? A party whose endless lies and denial perfectly set the stage for one of history's most ridiculous men, Donald Trump, and their blind allegiance to this buffoon shows the uncertainty of how they'll ever make it out of this mess.